Which, yeah, I translated, I'm sure, in subtitles below. That is not what I expected.
And if you're not working in New York, you're nuts.
Morning. It's Tuesday, or Monday. It's Monday. I filmed yesterday, so it feels like Tuesday. I should have worn my sunglasses. That was a mistake. I wondered if that was you in the high vis.
You'll always find me.
It's like I saw you from like 2 bridges away. Very bright. Dan also forgot to wear sunglasses this morning.
Yeah.
He squinted. You'll only suffer for like this, like 1 more block, and then you're fine.
I'll get back into the prison darkness.
Harrow. No sunglasses here either.
No sunglasses?
I feel better. So much better.
And if you're not working in New York, you're nuts.
I've already eaten breakfast and done laundry. Very productive start to the day. There are a couple of updates. Apparently the coffee hasn't kicked in. I'm having a little. I got a phone call in 10 minutes or less, actually. No, with Brian and Andrew. But there are still updates on things that I'm sure you're waiting on. The van move situation. I had a call with their PR guy who's in charge of France, as well as a number of other regions around the world, which is good. And I'll tell you about that. Vaccinations and visas. So the 3 V's: van move, vaccinations, and visas. How handy that would work out. So mnemonically, I didn't even think that was gonna. Who knew? I didn't know. How did I not pick up on that sooner, I guess, is really the question. The quick updates with the vaccines. I'm going into my mayor's office today. Supposedly they have Pfizer, and anywhere that has Pfizer is able to give you extra doses at the end of the day. But AstraZeneca, they're not allowing anybody to give that to anybody under 50. And for those of you that have been confused about this, I am under 50. I did try to go into a pharmacy around the corner, and that's how I know, is because I walked in. They had signs for vaccinations. There was nothing going on. I walked in and I was like, hey, like at the end of the day, do you guys have vaccines you can give out? And they're like, no, we're not allowed to give out AstraZeneca, and AstraZeneca is all we have. And they're the ones that told me to go to the mayor's office, much like I went to the mayor's office in the 17th with Pushan. And I kind of, I was trying to understand like what was going on and why. One of the ladies was very nice. One of the ladies was very done with me after a second. But now I know. I did try to go in yesterday. They were closed. So much for Macron's promise of no holidays and no weekends until everyone's vaccinated. So they're taking weekends. But I'll go in today and I'll see if I can't, I'll just at least ask them what the best time of day is to come in. And then I'll try to make that a regular thing just to go in. And there are a couple other places nearby that I can probably go as well. But a number of the ones that I had marked down were pharmacies, and apparently none of the pharmacies can help me. So at least I know that now. Visa update, no update. I sent them an email last week, and I'm just waiting to hear back from them. So hopefully I hear back for this week. They give me a rendezvous, and I can go in, and hopefully that is the beginning of the end of the process and not just another continuation of the process ongoing. I got to get on this call, and then I'll tell you about the van move call. Still waiting to hear from them as well, basically as to what's going on exactly. But I'll explain that in a second. I feel mostly okay about it. I feel okay. They were really nice. We'll just see how they come back, how they respond to the conversation that we had. And I think that's going to determine really how I feel about it moving forward. But I'll explain that to you in a second. I mean, it's going to be a second for you. It's going to be like an hour and a half at least for me. But I'll talk to you here in a second. I may have spoken too soon. I don't know. Let me find the email. Basically, as soon as I made that comment about there was no update on the visa situation, they may have skipped the line. To refresh, basically I went in a couple months ago to renew my visa. They were nice enough, but then also just kind of like sent me out the door and were just like, you'll have to come back. which was a little bit like, oh no, because that's what happened last time. Like I came back every 3 months for a year and just was so painful, absolutely painful. And, on the tail end of a whole bunch of other stuff anyways. And so I assumed when I wrote them an email last week asking for a rendezvous, that's all I would get. There's another rendezvous, go in, sit down, get the poop beaten out of me a little bit while sitting there. And then instead they sent me this, and I'll just read it to you because I didn't know if I was reading it correctly the first couple times, but it just says, Bonjour, votre titre est fabriqué. Je vous invite à contacter la préfecture de police pour connaître les modalités de retraite de votre titre via le lien suivant. Which, yeah, I translated, I'm sure, in subtitles below. That's not what I expected at all. And I still don't fully believe it. I don't know that I'm going to believe it until I have it in my hands, but I followed the link. It was a contact form. I sent them a thing saying, hey, how do I pick this up? I haven't heard back yet, but I'm trying to let myself believe it. It's a relief. I'm actually really, I will feel even better when I actually have it in my hands. But that's a shock. I did not expect them to just come back and say, yeah, it's ready for it. That was a total surprise. Wow. Okay. Anyways, I didn't eat lunch. I just got off my phone call with Brian and Andrew. I was only paying half attention through the meeting because of that. So I think we got that sorted. We'll find out what happens soon enough. I also have a package from Timothy Brush down for... Oh, actually, I was also going to say thank you, Amy, for sending me some cookies. Amy Spears sent me some cookies. She's a lovely patron of mine. And Tim, who's also a patron of mine, sent a box that's down at the Peloton. I need to go pick that up. And while we're talking about patrons, thanks to Michelle Forbes, today's patron producer, for producing a great episode today where I may have found out that I have my visa renewed officially. Finally. Which means that in a year... or maybe even less. It might be less than a year. Like sometime in the next 6 months to a year, I'll be starting the application process for French citizenship. Holy cow, how are we this far into the... How have I been here for over 4 years? That's crazy. Wow, okay. Lunch and then let's get out of here.
Je chante soir et matin sur mon chemin. Je chante, je vais de faire mon château. Je chante pour du pain, je chante pour de l'eau. Je couche la nuit sur l'herbe des bouches, ne me pique pas. Je suis heureux, j'ai tout et j'ai rien. Je chante sur mon chemin. Les chante, je chante soir et matin sur mon chemin. Je chante, je vais de faire mon château. Je chante pour du pain.
Jess is back in town. That's all that shot was. One drink and then she's gone. We're just working on some stuff. Oh yeah, I gotta tell you about Van Move still. I'm really hoping that while I'm down here, the prefecture gets back to me and says, oh yeah, it's ready for you, come get it. But I have a feeling they're gonna give me like a time and a day that I can come get it. So I really hope that part's true. Okay, let me finish what I'm doing here and then we'll talk about the Van Move situation.
Je chante soir et matin sur mon chemin. Je chante, je vais de faire mon château. Je chante pour du pain, je chante pour de l'eau. Je chante soir et matin sur mon chemin.
Oh my goodness, look at the size of this box. Okay, that answers the question. That answers my question. Because I got a coffee and used the facilities, and then I was like, do I carry this box with me? Because I knew there was a box waiting for me. Do I carry it with me as I go do more research? Like, no. Sure. I got to either come back and get this and carry it home, or come and get it tomorrow. It's exciting. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. Holy smokes, dude. This thing is huge. All right. Let's see how much research I get done. It might take me a long ways away, though, so we'll see. Ow. Ooh, almost poked myself in the eye there. threw me off there. I almost jabbed myself. I did jab myself, just thankfully higher than would have been really bad. Thanks, Tim. I don't know if you could hear me in there, but I'll come and pick that up later because I got to keep walking for a little bit. And it's a little bit, I think it'll be a little bit too big to carry with me while I'm doing some research. Then move. Since we're talking about the 3 Vs today, I had a good call with their PR guy, Alpha. Nice guy, really nice guy, honestly. And had a really long call, and he wanted to hear like kind of my side of things, like what was going on, what's the story. He'd seen a bunch of the videos, you know, seemed pretty aware of what was going on, had talked to everyone else on their side that had been involved at one point or another. And yeah, ultimately, you know, I just told him where I was at with it, where I was like, you know, I'm pretty much at the end of my patience with the whole thing. And, you know, honestly, it's the same thing that I told you guys. Like, yeah, I can try one more round with the bike, but if it doesn't work, I'm gonna want my money back. Like, I'm over it. Or they could come back my way and come up with a way of, you know, effectively making it worth my while to stick with it. Because, sorry, of course there's wind as we come around the corner here. But basically, the only way that they're going to, you know, at this point, obviously, the bike itself has demonstrated that it's got a lot of problems. So the only way they're really going to redeem their name with anybody, myself and you included, is pretty much through customer service and by making a real effort to win me back over and to win you back over. Which also is kind of the weird part. I'm in this place where it's like, look, this was a gift from a bunch of my viewers. It's really important that they're happy too. I just want to have a bike that works. And so yeah, so he said he was going to look into that and get back to me. He did say that they were going to hook me up with a new version of the bike. I guess that they just released an improved version to try and solve a lot of the problems. And then something else he couldn't tell me about yet, but he would tell me soon. Yeah, I'm just waiting to hear back from him to see where we're at with that and what it is that they're, I don't know, willing to do to meet me on, because I feel like I've been very patient and generous to them, and I expressed that to him. And it's really important to me that, well, I just want to have a bike that works, obviously. And, you know, in an ideal world, the bike would have worked great, and I would have gotten to work with them and would have built an ongoing relationship with them. It's not the ideal circumstance to do that, but, you know, if we can work something out, that'd be great. If not, I'll set up some test rides for some other bikes, and we can give those a try here soon. So anyways, we'll see what he says. Now, on to the next location for a little bit of research. Unfortunately, it's closed, but I can still get what I need from the outside, at least for this little part. Lots of return visits to come. It's one of my favorite churches, Saint Etienne du Mont. I love this church. It's great. Okay, I think it's time to start walking back home. I may make one more trip down through the, I'll walk through the garden, the Luxembourg Gardens again, because I've only been there like 3 times this week. Walk through there, and then I think I'll call it a day. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for, you know, yet more of this wandering around Paris, being mysterious, exploring madness, maybe getting my titre séjour, maybe getting a new van move, maybe getting a vaccine. I'll let you know how my attempt this afternoon goes tomorrow. Maybe that's how I'll end it. I'll just tell you at the end, and then I'll see you tomorrow. So vaccine, and then see you tomorrow. All right, vaccine update. I checked with my mayor's office. They said, no way. They're only doing second doses right now, and then even when they go back to doing first doses, they're operating off of some list I can't get on anyways. So, dang it, back to the Jardin de Luxembourg.